Front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, a podcast where we talk comics, movies, merchandise, and more. I am your host, Boingo Writer, and with me, as always, in the bullpen.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Daddy V, repping that distinguished competition like you know I love to. And today, on this edition of Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, we are going to be trying that insane concoction that's been sweeping the nation, the Grimace Shake. It's fine. I hate memes. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? It's just a blueberry shake. That's all. That's the joke.
And that's the bit of the evening.
That's the TikTok this week, everybody. I did it. This has been sitting in my fridge for like 3 hours.
How are you liking it?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
At least 3 grimaces splooge to make you that drink.
Well, that's cool. You know, Grimace was always my favorite character in the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, so I'm glad he's finally getting some new merch.
Yeah. You can buy fucking Grimace merch from fucking McDonald's.com or whatever.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that.
There is actually a really good hat on McDonald's.com. That's fucking like, oh, that's clever. It's just...
I don't have any fries at the moment. Hell, I didn't save my fries. I should have though. That's a good.
It's
idea.
a hat that says, "Can I get a?"
That's amazing. That's legitimate official McDonald's merch.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, that is such a clever, like, okay, yeah, people understand this experience.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what we want you to understand? This experience of No Prize Podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this week's episode of Secret Invasion. We're also going to get into a lot of news. And then we're going to be a little light on the comics this week because a variety of circumstances that we were able to read.
The special method we usually use was slow to update this week, so I only read the DC books this week.
Only read the DC. Yeah, that's fair. I love that it exists, but low-key hate that it's official merch. Yeah, it's a little gross, but like it's clever that at least it exists, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. This week we are talking about episode 2, Secret Invasion. Promises.
What promises did you make today, Boingo?
I promised to be here on time.
Well, you broke that one.
No, this is basically like all the inciting incidents happened, and now Nick Fury is just reeling from every single one of them, just trying to figure
We're in
things
full
out.
on Fallout dramatic people yelling at each other for shit that was out of their control mode.
Oh yeah. But it's like everyone also understands, like, shit, fuck, it's not great. Situation's fucked.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Gravik's just off being a silly little boy.
Gravik's being Phase 1 Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually have a theory about all of that. But hey, Colonel Rhodes showed up in this episode. He was fantastic. This is one of the best acted pieces of MCU we've had in a while. Like, since Eternals. Like,
Nick has 2 really good... I say Nick. Sam Jackson has 2 really good speeches in this episode.
Mm-hmm. But, like, this is, like... I say it's, like, the best acting. There's a lot of meat for the actors to chew on. There's a lot of nuance that they can play into and work with that you just don't get with a lot of fun, campy fun things. Like, it's fun, you know, but like sometimes they want some meat.
Because this isn't a superhero thing. This is pretty much wholly just like a spy thriller. And we've had MCU movies that have tried to emulate that feel before, but this is no holds barred. Most of these characters don't have superpowers. We're just doing a spy story.
See, those previous MCU flicks, to me, they're trying to be James Bond spy movies. This is trying to be Tinker Tailor, whatever that one, like very intense spy thrillers.
It's trying to be like a movie that Ronald Redford would have actually starred in back in his day.
Yeah. Like,
which is funny because they actually name drop his character in this episode.
yeah, but it's just recoiling from the previous episode's events, and the revelation that Talos gives Nick Fury of, so yeah, well, you were dead essentially. I did the only thing that I thought I could do for my people, which was give them a home here.
Yeah, you just invited everybody, and now we have no idea how many fucking Skrulls are on the planet.
He did the Optimus Prime at the end of Transformers 1.
Yeah. Now I was just picturing him standing on a cliff top. I am Talos.
Well, Lincoln Park Place.
Yes! And I send this message to any remaining Skrulls hiding amongst the stars. We are here. We are waiting. Get Ben Mendelsohn that fucking script right now.
Dear God.
I want that clip on YouTube. I want that convention panel clip on YouTube by the end of SDCC.
You know what the best part about all that is, though? They are both in disguise and on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But well, we just got to talk about that train scene, because fuck, that train scene was so good.
Yeah. Oh my God. It really felt like we were back in Winter Soldier, Nick, for a minute there, which is very appropriate because again, he name drops Alexander Pierce in that scene.
And it's also evocative of the story he was telling Steve in the elevator.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about. He's using an allegory from his life to describe why he feels justified in doing something that's maybe questionable.
And this is the first time I think they've really taken advantage of the fact that Samuel L. Jackson is a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a lot of the MCU, it's just like, oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, he's Nick Fury, he's a badass, right?
Yeah.
In this episode, the weight of one of the most powerful men on Earth being a black man, the weight finally hits you of like, oh shit, right.
There's a big moment where he goes to Rhodey and he's like, come on, help a brother out, help a brother. And he's like, I can't. There's rules about this shit, Nick, and you're breaking them. And he's like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah. But basically in the train scene, Talos says like, yeah, no, I invited all of them here. I hoped we could live in harmony. I hoped, because Talos believes in humanity. Talos believes in Fury and all this kind of stuff and working together. And Nick Fury just looks at him and goes like, humanity doesn't even get along. We have fought wars the moment we have stood on two legs. What makes you think you could get along here? And you got to remember, this is.
I think he literally says there's too much intolerance on this planet for one species, let alone two.
And you got to remember, this is a black American man who just talked about segregation, telling this man this. It's not. It doesn't feel like he's angry at Talos. It feels very much more of like, I wish that could be the case, but it's not. You have put your entire people in danger.
Yeah. And the great thing about that scene is it's not just Nick beating up Talos verbally. Talos has good points where he's like, what was I supposed to do? You fucking ran off to space, dude. You didn't leave me any instructions. I had to do something.
Yeah. No one's right in that scene, and that's great. And then we have Rhodey evoking some of his old friend, Tony Stark, just being a sass master to the fucking EU.
I love the phrase, I'm gonna carpet bomb their ass. Like, I want to put that in my personal lexicon now.
It's so good. It's just like, if Slovakia keeps coughing, I'm gonna carpet bomb it. But that's just with the Rhodey scene. It's great because it's just like it shows what he has to go through as a deal with shit.
And it reminds you why you like this character. Because it's been a long time since Rhodey's gotten the spotlight. And I do really like Rhodey. I would actually say I like Rhodey more than Tony most of the time when he's allowed to shine. And one of the things that's had me very excited about this project and Armor Wars is that, we're finally going to give Don Cheadle a chance to do shit again. Because, he has been in the Avengers movies, but he's been in like the background of those. The last time we really got a lot for him to do is Iron Man 3, and I loved him in Iron Man 3. So I was very happy to see him get a lot of dialogue in this episode that felt very characterful.
Mm-hmm. And then we got to the scene in the bar between Rhodes and Fury, and it's just like that's when the full weight of like two of the most powerful men in the world are black men, and they are having to A, deal with that, B, understand and recognize the aspects of this, and C, try to make the world a better place in this world, which is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like layer upon layer, and it's just like, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just really good things.
And then, like I said earlier, we have Gravik off doing his own little subplot of basically going like, there's a whole secret council of world leaders who are scrolls, and he's in charge of it now.
Yeah, they've
Uh-oh.
elected him the war chief.
Mm-hmm.
They call him a general. I was thinking of
Yeah.
X-Men for a second.
Also, there's a little Easter egg in that scene as they're driving to there. We see a news report, which is the same news channel that the same fictional YouTube news channel. Gosh dang it, I'm just jumping all over the place. The same fictional news channel from Daredevil season 3.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like it's a really nice touch, connective tissue.
Yeah. We also get fake Fox News.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff, and it just shows, and we see all these people of the scrolls infiltrating these areas, just trying to sow discord. And here's my question: they weren't trying to take over the world until Gravos came in and said, like, "Hey, this is a war we need to fight. We need to destroy humanity." What is their goal being in these high positions? Because I have a theory, but I want to hear what yours is.
I didn't really think about it too hard, but if I would have to say, like, pre-Gravik coming in, maybe it's just like, these are our lives, and we became interested in politics because we realized if we got involved with human politics, we could potentially ready things up and make things easier for scrolls.
See, I agree with that, but I think there's a more direct version of it. Of we are in these positions to cause like distractions and everything to make it harder for humanity to find the scrolls.
Possibly.
You know, like the NATO guy can just go like, "Hey, don't ignore all those derelict nuclear plants," because he's trying to keep people away from the scrolls, and like so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And like the reason why the one dude is from Fox News is because it creates a lot of dissension and argumentative counterpoints to topics. He can just insert whatever fake news to just get anybody off the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And make it an argument online and not just anybody working together.
You can just go, are we really going to spend like 20 minutes talking about this photo of a weird green thing that's probably a Photoshop anyway? Let's think about what the good work Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida right now.
Yeah, like he is causing it is very much a fog machine for him.
By the way, I literally felt a tightening in my chest as I said that.
I'm gonna act like a Catholic priest real quick. Give me 3 fuck Santas.
Fuck DeSantis, fuck DeSantis, fuck DeSantis.
You were cleans of sin.
Hooray.
Yeah, just a lot of great little bits and bobs in this. Oh! We may be getting Super Scrolls.
Yep, that is the big thing I've actually seen people talking about out of this episode of, oh no, they're going to do Super Scrolls before Fantastic Four. That's not fair. They're going to fuck up one of their best... Guys, they literally put Fantastic Four villains in a 4 movie and a Guardians movie. Why do you care now?
Yeah.
Is it just because it's a Disney Plus show and you can scrutinize it more minutely and more slowly so as to drag out your clicks?
Hey, you want to know the worst thing? I can't believe they introduced a Fantastic Four side character before the Fantastic Four. How dare Black Panther get a movie? That's what you guys sound like.
Yep. And I mean, like, they did a good job with those other movies. What makes you think they won't do a good job here? Just because it's not literally Colert and he doesn't literally have the Fantastic Four's powers?
And here's the thing. They can introduce this concept and it fails. Like, that's the ultimate, like, big twist in the climax. It doesn't fully work, and that's how Nick Fury can save the day and everything. And then Colert can come in, and the thing that works is the Fantastic Four powers.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Gotta think ahead. Gotta remember this is a ongoing universe. They want things to keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Keep moving, just like Nick Fury's moving at the end of this episode.
Oh yeah. So I couldn't quite. I watched the episode twice. I'm trying to watch these episodes the day they come out, and then the day we gotta do the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the episode all the way through twice, and I'm still not sure about that last scene. Is it meant to be saying he married a Skrull, or oh no, he had a secret wife and somehow they found out about it and replaced her with a Skrull?
I think it is he married a Skrull, because if you pay attention, the woman at the end of that scene is the lady Skrull he talks to in the beginning of the episode.
I thought it might have been that. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's the same voice, same height, same build.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick Fury goes into his house, which is apparently in England. Fuck it, man can live. He walks in, a Skrull is cooking dinner.
Turns into a black lady.
Turns into a black lady. And then
she gives him like a look.
And she gives him a look, and she's like, "You know the rules." And he goes and picks up a wedding ring, puts it back on his finger, and then they smooch.
Mm-hmm. And that's the literal end of the episode. That's meant to be a big what the fuck, like a last page reveal moment almost.
Yeah.
No, not almost. It's literally that, but in TV form.
I think it's interesting to have Nick Fury have this bit of humanity, this connection, you know.
Mm-hmm. And like, it's also not unprecedented because remember, Hawkeye's family came out of nowhere in Avengers 2, and that ended up being like the big thing that defined him in the MCU.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna define Nick Fury. I think it's just more of like he has things that no one knows about that he's trying to keep balanced, and that gets to him.
It's also like the Skrulls have slowly become a big thing that defines him, and as it turns out, always were. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, and it's just interesting on that level of like, okay, remember how I said we finally have a thing that tackles Nick Fury, one of the most important men on Earth, being a black man. The Skrulls are refugees; they're immigrants. Literally, when they are in London in the prologue bit of the episode, they're in Braxton, which was a major Caribbean like immigrant, like Afro, like Jamaican immigrant area of London. It'd be like setting something in Harlem in New York, you know? Like there is a cultural connection there. And like it's continuing that idea of like what is power, all these different kinds of things. I also think it is no coincidence that the big bad evil Skrull, our main villain, his human form is a black man.
Yep.
Like they are playing with it. That is very clear, it's very pointed, very obvious.
It's a very heavily racially coded show, and that is why it's so important that us two white men talk about it here on our live podcast every Sunday night. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, everybody.
Yeah. Though I did see some people going like, "Oh no, it ruins the immigrant story because of all this and that, and now the Skrulls are trying to take over." It's like, oh, they were justified. No. guys, it's very clear. You know, like
There's literally a woman in this episode who goes, "You're going too far. I don't agree with this." And he's like, "All right, whatever. Get out. I'm not going to kill you. Just go."
it's very much like a radical group, part of the group that you can understand and sympathize with, but without agreeing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Also, it's the second out of 6 episodes. Fucking let it finish before you make conclusions.
Yeah.
I thought this was
like, that can kind of sound hypocritical coming from this show, but like we're not going, "Oh, this show is amazing. The whole show is great." We're going like, "We like this about this episode."
yeah. We aren't making a value judgment on the entirety of the show.
Mm-hmm. Though that being said, I was wrong. They kept the intro this week. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's a mistake. Disney, you have 3 strikes. You have gotten through 2 of them. 3rd strike, and we're just going to say this bullshit.
Yeah.
3 strikes are out.
Going to be an interesting Wednesday.
Yeah, yep.
But isn't it always?
But hey, you know what's also interesting?
News?
Yeah.
Is it news time?
It is news. It is news time.
Do you have the news for the new show?
We will have the news up in just a moment, everybody.
Okay, that's good, because I think I'm about to finish my Grimace shake.
Oh my god. Are you gonna fall down? Are you gonna fall down and make boom boom?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get this all the time, but I am glad I tried it.
That's good.
It's about on par with the Shamrock to me. Like, I don't love the Shamrock, but it's good, and if I have a chance to get one, I will gladly have one.
And there was something else I wanted to fucking say real quick. What was it? Oh yeah, by the way, all the Grimace Shake memes, it's just a return of the Harlem Shake.
Yeah?
A shake-themed meme where at the beginning it seems completely normal and then it ends in abject chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the Harlem Shake. In your chest and drink it like there's anime girl fan arts.
What?
Oh, you haven't seen that kind of fan art?
No.
They'll be having a drink, and they put it between their boobs and drink from there.
Oh, no, I have seen that. I thought you meant, like, literally carve out my chest and put it in a cavity.
Oh, Jesus, where's your mind?
I don't know. Fucking fan artists go to weird places, man.
But will it end in Metal Wolf Chaos, Mr. President?
Wolf Chaos. Is that a joke we made recently?
Metal Wolf Chaos is a video game.
Oh.
It's made by FromSoft, the people who do Dark Souls. But you play the president driving a mech, fighting against your evil vice president as you try and retake America.
Was this perhaps made by the Japanese?
Yes, it was never released in America.
I wonder why.
Embed the shake in your sternum. Become one with the shake. Hey, Vac.
I have to digifuse with the shake.
Hey, Vac, shake for us real quick.
Okay, that's actually hurting my neck now.
Now you know what Stone Cold Steve Austin feels like. Oh, you can't hear me right now. Bitch.
You've never seen a man shake before, Buster?
Hey, guess what? We got news. SAG going back on through an episode. That's every week, buddy. That's every week, Aki.
SAG I'm going for an episode of the show.
SAG contract extended amid looming actor strike.
Basically, their contract was supposed to run out on Friday, which would have meant they would have had to have gone on strike. But their apparently negotiations are going well enough that they extended it to this Friday.
All right, good enough. Good enough. All right, cool. They may get exactly what they want without having to go on strike. That's good.
It's entirely possible, but there are a bunch of big famous people that are like, yo, don't extend it again after this. We have to go on strike if it takes any longer than this week.
Did you hear something funny? Fran Drescher wrote a letter to the president of the Screen Actors Guild, basically saying like that they are totally willing to strike and are gung ho for it. You want to know who the president of the Screen Actors Guild is?
Fran Drescher?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I had no idea. Good for her.
She had to write a letter to herself. But yeah, nope, just updates on the strikings and all that kind of stuff. So in some legal news, we got NYPD seeks arrest of Marvel star. What the fuck?
What the fuck? What did you do?
I don't know. Seeks the arrest of Marvel star Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend in latest domestic assault plot twist.
So, you sent me a TikTok about this the other day.
Yep.
What's going on again?
Okay, so to give a brief, Jonathan Majors, the whole thing happens. He gets arrested. Like almost immediately, one of the charges are dropped. Mm-hmm. Like he's not being charged for assault. That's what I think it was. So already it's a lesser crime than what, not necessarily what was reported, but what was in the mind of people. And then as things go by, the more and more information is released and revealed, basically of like Jonathan Majors was bruised and bloodied at one point in time. He was beaten. The ex-girlfriend broke into his place. There's other certain little informations like that. And currently, the NYPD have an arrest warrant on the ex-girlfriend that is basically like, we're not actively searching for her, but if we see her, she is arrested. And she is not in the country right now, or not in New York.
Yeah, that was the thing that like really stuck out to me, was reading apparently she left the country.
No, this is more of like Jonathan Majors was doing what may have been considered an asshole move, but was trying to protect himself, because it seems very much like the ex-girlfriend was doing some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird, complicated thing, but the bullet points of it seem to point to like he went about things the wrong way, and there was a big misunderstanding because of that led to him getting arrested. But he's probably not out and out an asshole. I'm not ruling it out 100%.
Yeah.
But like right now, and like at multiple times throughout this story, it's looked like he's actually just kind of caught up in some bullshit.
Especially because there will have a court date on August, so like August 2nd, I think it is. And if she doesn't show up there, that's a big fucking thing in the court, but also just a big red flag for this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Though Jonathan Major needs to get new representatives, because boy, this fucking headline.
Yeah, this is a big yikes. Where they're saying like, oh, well, you got to see it was it's all part of the job. It was method acting. What happened? Yeah, that don't play well with today's crowds, honey.
No, not after Jared Leto. Yeah, he may be a prickly person, but he may not be an asshole in this very direct situation.
Yeah.
But again, as I say, this is not a good look, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. He does. I wouldn't say he needs to get a new attorney, but like a new press team. Because didn't his press team fucking quit in after all this started up anyway?
Yeah.
So he probably had to get like a new cheap one, or he doesn't even have one, and the lawyer's just talking to reporters directly.
Yeah, it's just not a great look.
Man.
It is not a great look, especially after what seems to be a much more messy situation where he is much more of the victim than what originally perceived as.
Yeah.
Uh, as of this point right now, I have a confidence in saying he's probably going to be fine in the MCU. They probably don't have to do anything.
We should also probably acknowledge that, like, this weekend, and I don't have an article for it because I didn't think it was a huge deal, but this week in an interview, Anthony Mackie did kind of come to his defense and said, like, yo, guys, this country is about guilty until proven innocent. Can we fucking act like it?
Innocent until proven guilty.
And it's like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough, Anthony. You got that one.
Yeah. So, and just kind of like a little bit more lighthearted news, Black Panther Chadwick Boseman granted posthumous Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Yeah, they did a bunch of ones in the same day. It was him, Kevin Feige, and a lady whose name I'd rather not mention tonight.
Wonder
But
Woman?
it's cool. It's really nice.
Wait. Wonder Woman or Mara?
It's really nice that Chadwick Boseman got this treatment. Even though like the Walk of Fame is actually a bunch of bullshit, and you give a company a bunch of money, and it's really more about an ego thing. But like I'm assuming Kevin Feige was like, I want a Walk of Fame star, and you know what? I'm gonna get Chadwick one too. So
yeah.
Hopefully that's what it was. It was like a nice philanthropic thing because the guy does deserve it. He was a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a nice gesture, you know. Keep the guy's memory alive.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Invasion star Kobe Smulders reportedly returning for The Marvels.
Yeah, this is interesting. A cast list of the Marvels leaked recently. And Colby Smulders is on there, so she's gonna have some kind of role in the movie. We haven't seen her in the trailer, so it's probably like a glorified cameo.
Maybe a flashback.
But like that does throw into question: is that gonna be a flashback? Is the death a fake out? Does this movie actually take place before Secret Invasion?
Yeah, I don't think like just a bunch of like who knows. So
yeah. It's worth noting.
Captain America 4 has officially wrapped filming.
Hooray! We'll probably they'll probably bump up the release date of this, given actor strike stuff or writer strike stuff or just strike stuff.
Who knows?
We're just gonna strike some matches.
Strike them out. Hey, but cool. They wrapped filming. Now they just need what should take a year and a half of post work, but it seems to be more of like 9 months, which is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Let him take a year. Dodgson, since the writer strike is going around at the end.
They wrote it before the strike, though.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason this was able to finish filming, is it was well locked in and had already been. I'm pretty sure it was almost finished filming when the strike started up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. For a big climactic special effects heavy ending like that, they're not deviating from the script.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you would need writers on set to do.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about writing issues here.
Yeah.
What I am worried about writing issues with, though...
Yeah, even then they do things out of order. Deadpool 3 apparently nearly completed with filming. Jesus, that was way too fast.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on there? Now, it does say principal photography, which leaves them open for reshoots and, like, ADR and shit, but, like, that's still a lot. That feels like they filmed that fucker in, 2 months? Maybe 3?
I wouldn't even say that long. It feels like a month and a half. I feel like we were just talking about this.
How much shit happens in this movie?
May I offer a brief theory hypothesis? They realized they couldn't do the majority of the film due to the writer's strike. So what they did was film all the fight scenes and things that need heavy special effects work that were already locked in, so that could get started working on. And then they will do reshoots, and do all the actor stuff with Ryan Reynolds once the writer's strike is done.
God, I hope so. I also
because
hope they can get Hugh Jackman penciled in for that shit.
but like that's my working theory right now. It's like they just did the principal photography on all the stuff that needs a lot of effects work, and they will go back and finish the movie.
I admire your optimism, buddy.
I understand that this is a very optimistic way of looking at it, but
Mhm.
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse producers address sequel's release date.
They gave a quote in an interview this week that basically boils down to, I mean, card subject to change. If we have to, we'll change the release date. We want it to. We want just a release date that fits and feels right for us, and we're not gonna force things. Yes, we saw the backlash. Please don't kill us.
Please don't. We would like your money. Thank you.
Mhm.
Change the fucking date. You'll take that date out of their cold, dead hands.
Well, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we get to change the date. The Flash, Ezra Miller breaks silence after Massachusetts harassment order expires.
So
What?
one of
Okay,
the
explain.
one of the
Explain.
things that was majorly limiting Ezra and was keeping them from speaking out publicly on things. Basically, to the expiration date on it ran out this week, and so Ezra put out a statement that is just the same shit we've heard from them over the last year, over and over again. Whenever they poke their head out of the sand, of um, I've been going to therapy, and I realize I've done a lot of bad things, and I'm really trying to work to be a better individual. And I hope that now this chapter of my life is behind us, that we can all grow and move forward and be better together. It's that kind of non-committal bullshit.
They
That's
they want they want the second chance without putting the effort in.
please forget what I did is basically what it is.
And
And
here's the thing, Ezra Miller, you deserve a second chance. And like, you just need to put the work and effort in. You need to show it. You can't just be a better person. You gotta go above and beyond for a little bit, and then you can just be a regular normal person.
I can agree with that, but also like I watched Nerd Sync's video on Ezra this week, and I got reminded of a whole bunch of shit, and I'm like, man, do we really want to go through the Ezra redemption arc?
I'm not saying we have to go through it publicly, but I'm just saying, like, hey, let me put it to you this way. I was really happy for that one wrestler from AEW. He was there at the beginning. He punky dude, very thin mohawk.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Where 6 months after being revealed to be like he did some fucked up fuckboy shit, that he was living like that he was just working a good simple 9 to 5, and he was stable. Like, I was happy. It was like, all right, cool. You are stable. You're getting through your shit, but you're not in the public eye. Good for you.
Hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. Next up, Superpowered, the DC story. Is this their attempt at counter programming the Stanley documentary?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, like, it's not as like, look at this one man, isn't he neat? As the Stanley documentary, obviously, it's about a lot of different points in DC history, and about all the different characters, and DC was made by a lot of different people because it's really like 20 different companies masquerading as one. Um, and there's a lot of like new interview footage in this that looks interesting, and like it looks like it might actually be all right. It's
Do they mention Cuba Cola?
in this trailer they do not mention Cuba Cola. I'm not ruling out that it will be in the actual documentary. But it does look like it does look like it's more of a well-rounded documentary than the Stanley puff piece. It does still look like a puff piece, but it looks like one I actually wouldn't feel uncomfortable watching. And given that I have a Max subscription, I might end up watching this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be like on the ball right when it comes out, but we'll see. And like another thing this article mentions, they're going to be premiering the first episode of this along with that terrible looking War World animated movie at San Diego Comic Con. So please be excited for that.
Neat, nice, nice. That's the thing with Marvel though. It's like how many characters did Stan Lee help create? You kind like if you want to talk about the story of Marvel, you kind of have to talk about the story of Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Also, Aki says, listen, Robert Downey Jr. was into some heinous shit during his cocaine era. He got his redemption. I wouldn't put quotes around his redemption because Robert Downey Jr. went to fucking jail.
Yeah, he went to jail.
He went to jail. He
First
got
few years he was out of jail, he didn't do a lot of acting.
no. He got clean.
Yeah. And now he's used his thing as Iron Man to do like a lot of good shit for people. He does a lot of charity work. He's done a lot of Make-A-Wishes as Tony Stark. And he also, like, from the few glimpses of that I've seen in just like scattered interviews, he seems like a pretty good husband and dad.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like Robert Downey Jr. got the chance to like fix himself. It feels like Ezra Miller hasn't had the chance to fix themselves. You know what I mean? It just feels like they're just supposed to go scot-free and just walk away without putting in actual genuine effort other than just the glib I've been doing therapy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't recognize actors' names. Yeah, it's Iron Man.
Yeah. He is Iron Man. The suit and him are one.
Next up, Superman Legacy cast David Cornswet and Rachel Brosnahan as Clark Kent and Lois Lane. We got
Finally, we have official confirmation. James Gunn literally retweeted this and said it was true. This is Superman and Lois Lane going forward.
Let's see if I can find a picture.
Can we calm the fuck down? No, of course we can. I'm not even gonna try. I did check around about these two, and I have to admit, I have no idea who the fuck either of them are. They haven't even been in stuff I'm aware of. They're Rachel Bosman has been in a lot of stuff. She's a fairly well experienced actor. I wouldn't say David Cornswet is not experienced, but he hasn't been in a ton of stuff, and he's definitely been in way less stuff than she has. But I also kind of like that. I like that I can just experience these two actors as Superman and Lois Lane right off the bat.
Yep, here they are. This is our Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Yeah, they look like a pretty typical Clark Kent Lois Lane.
Yeah, that was the one thing I noticed looking at their IMDb's, Buster, is yeah, both of them were in House of Cards.
Hey, House of Cards was an intense show. That means they can act.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know who they are, but like I said, I kind of like the idea of just knowing them as Superman and Lois Lane, and there's probably a lot of kids out there that are just going to know them as Superman and Lois Lane in a couple years. But also, I trust James Gunn, so like, I don't really have any strong opinion about this except, yeah, cool. Okay, the process is moving along. Hopefully they do a good job.
Also, Jewish man to play Clark Kent. That's neat.
Also, I just remembered this. A lot of people have been clowning on David Cornswet for being too skinny to play Superman. Have you looked at footage of Christopher Reeve recently?
Yeah, he wasn't a big buff boy. He put on some muscle to play Superman, but it was like swimmer's muscle.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jewish man. I think he's the first Jewish man playing Clark Kent.
Might be. Also, like, if Superman having muscles is like a super big requirement for you, remember Cavill was a skinny little boy when he got cast, and then he bulked up. So could happen here,
yeah.
But also it's not a big fucking deal. I actually think Superman performing feats of strength as a skinny guy is kind of a cooler visual, but maybe that's just me.
I like him to have a little bit of bulk, but I like it to be farmer bulk. You know,
yeah.
He it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like a strong man.
Superman's not a brick shit house. He's just a guy with a good workout regimen.
He's the kind of guy that he talks about like, oh yeah, I fucking threw barrels of hay on the barn, and they go like, yeah, that makes sense because you're a big farm boy,
Yeah.
like like that kind of thing. DC Studios James Gunn teases when the DC universe's Batman will be cast, miles and miles away.
Yeah. Fucking the internet, man. You get your casting for Superman and Lois Lane, you go, when's Batman getting cast, though?
I like James.
Shut up.
I love James Gunn just being like, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, like, this does also confirm that the Batman from the end of The Flash is probably not coming back.
Yeah. Casting a Jewish actor, Marvel made me believe that was impossible. Why are you fucking trying to do that, buddy? Why can't you just be happy come on.
Yeah. Aki, stop being a stick in the mud.
Batman cast win. But what else was I gonna say?
How about 2025 Nightmare?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I get the feeling that like they want to give the Reeves movies room to breathe for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm still pissed about Oscar Isaac being. Oscar Isaac's part Jewish. Like, he's part Jewish, my dude. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, what are you on?
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, he's not matrilinear Jewish, I don't think, but I think his father was Jewish.
Mm-hmm. We need to get one DCU project off the ground before worrying about the others.
Yeah, this is just
yeah.
But yeah, TMNT. We are meeting the cast of the Turtles. This is a fun little featurette.
It's a little more footage in this, not a ton, but also like I always enjoy seeing voice actors working in the booth. It's cool. This movie looks very charming.
I love the kids that they got for them because they sound natural as the Turtles and they look like the Turtles.
Yeah.
Like you say like, oh, these are just human versions of the TMNT. I go like, yeah, I believe that.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like this movie just looks super fun. Like I'm sure. You never know, but like I would imagine this is going to be a huge hit with kids. This is going to be the next big Turtles pop culture spout, and I'll go see it. I'm probably going to enjoy it. It's probably going to be a good time.
It's not stop motion Hell Nightmare. It is just very stylized animation, which looks beautiful.
It's like the same kind of animation Spider-Verse does, where it's 3D, but it's very stylized and shaded to look much more natural, I guess would be a good term.
Yeah. The multiple punches of like Hotel Transylvania and then Spider-Verse has completely changed the game. No, it's 3 movies. Hotel Transylvania, the Lego movie, Spider-Verse. Those 3 movies have redefined CGI animation.
I could definitely see that, yeah.
Because like Hotel Transylvania, like I don't like those movies, but the animation on that is gorgeous.
I thought the first one was fine. That movie definitely did not need sequels at all.
No. But like the way that they were able to get some good squash and stretch with those 3D models, really good.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the thing. They are okay, how am I being how dared? Am I being how dared on the quality and the animation, or just saying the story's not great?
I didn't even watch the 4th one. I watched the free because that was what was out at the time. I watched them all like in 3 days.
Wait, what's the 4th one?
Another. I think isn't that the one where they go on the cruise ship, Buster? Correct me if I'm wrong.
But like they're beautifully animated. They're really well animated. I'll say that. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's helpful. Thanks.
We're not watching it.
Yeah, this isn't about to turn into a let's watch.
Oh,
stream.
It's the one where everyone was disappointed that the Invisible Man wasn't hot.
Oh. Wow.
Uh, hey, and other disappointing news: Spider-Boy gets his own series.
Dan Slott is over there.
Dan Slott, over there.
Yep, he's in his little corner doing his little thing.
He's doing his Dan Slott thing.
Dan Slott is just the Jeff Johns of Marvel now.
Yeah, for a while that was Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah.
Now Brian Michael Bendis is the Brian Michael Bendis of DC.
No, now Brian Michael Bendis is in the fucking negative zone. AKA the Independents.
Here's the thing, Hal. When he's a monster, he's hot. When he was turned human, he became not hot. That's the difference.
Oh.
More like Dan Slut for more royalties.
That's the first legitimately good joke you've made in front of me, Aki. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's Dan Slott over here. I can never be that mad at Dan Slott because he did give me the Silver Surfer series.
That's true. How much of that was Dan Slott and how much of that was Mike Allred?
Look, I don't want to question my thoughts and beliefs right now. Yelena Bolova, White Widow, stars in new Marvel series. All right, cool. Hey, look at that.
Marvel's still trying to make Yelena a thing. Because remember, her MCU actress is super hot right now, and I don't just mean physically. I mean, like, she's in a lot of shit.
Yeah. All right, cool. Whatever. I'm not going to be mad at more spy thriller Marvel content.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. You'd think I'd be all over Yelena Bolonov, because it's like, oh, it's the Black Widow, but she's blonde. But, like, I do not give a flying shit about her in the comics. I kind of like her in the movies, but, like...
Maybe this series will change your mind.
Are you seriously telling me I have to read this?
No, I'm saying you should read, like, you should skim the first issue, and if it catches your interest, read it.
All right.
White Widow sounds like a Nazi superhero. You're not wrong. I hate that you're not wrong.
Aki, where the fuck is this coming from? I love this version of Aki.
Valiant partners with Alien Books to publish new comics.
Okay, so... Alright, this is a fucking ball of yarn I gotta untangle real quick.
Yeah. Valiant's a big fucking ball of yarn for people who don't know.
Valiant is an independent publisher that was a bunch of people in the late 90s, early 2000s getting together and going, hey, we got we should do our own like interconnected universe thing. We should make an independent publisher that's like a superhero
Zach,
alternative.
You're forgetting the biggest part of that. It was headed, the person who was like coming up with this idea was Jim fucking Shooter.
Yeah. This is a Jim Shooter joint. And they got together and they made this universe. And it was pretty big when it first came out. It was actually a big deal for a while.
People enjoyed it.
And then it kind of faded out for a little while. And then it had a brief resurgence in the late 2010s. And now it's been falling on harder and harder times. Probably partially because of the pandemic. To the point where they actually only published like 3 books this year. And so in order to kind of bail them out and get their universe back on track, they have gone to another publisher, Alien Books, to kind of help them out and carry it on. And they're saying like, we're going to publish a lot more shit in 2024. And like, that's cool, fam. I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you're getting back on the ball, but also like, the people you picked to help you with that might not be great, because Alien Books, if you want to go to the next link, Boingo, is Stone Boat Productions, who were publishing the English translation of the Kamen Rider Kuga manga, and then they had a whole bunch of like bad, obvious machine translated errors in it, and people called them out for it all over social media. And they said, "Oh, we'll fix that. We're gonna do a reprint. We're gonna get it back on track." They never resolicited it. They've kept putting out more volumes with bad machine translations, and now they've changed their Twitter and like all their branding to Alien Books, and are promoting themselves like they're a brand new company on the scene when they've got shit like Kamen Rider Kuga Volume 4 about to come out. These people are super scuzzy, and instead of listening to criticism, seem to just go like, how can we make these people not pay attention to us anymore? Let's just put on a different hat.
Yeah,
I'm
not
very
great.
scared for Valiant right now.
Not great. And Aki's right. Valiant got bought out. The original people who were running it left. That's why the 2010s books kind of fell off.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: those books were pretty good. I've read several of them. They're pretty good. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, Valiant's not like bad per se. It's not my cup of tea, but like it is a kind of a cornerstone of the independent scene, and
yeah,
I'm not saying like this is the end, oh god, but like it's not great. It's gonna be a weird chapter in their history, I think.
yeah. It's not optimal,
Mhm.
as we say. But
But what
hey,
is optimal?
we got our Decepticon team. For the
Yeah,
Transformers.
they did another all week, one at a time, every day silhouette reveal thing on the Skybound Twitters. And so our official Decepticon lineup for Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers #1 is Soundwave, Laserbeak, Frenzy. That's Frenzy. That's not Rumble. That's Frenzy. Starscream and Skywarp was the last one to get revealed, and a lot of people were very upset because they went, "Oh, you had a second Seeker in there. That was your last reveal." And you're telling people, and it's just Skywarp. You could have done like a really cool deep pull, or you could have had it be an OC or something like that. And I'm like, I agree, but also it's just fucking hilarious to me that I was listening to Sal's interview with Daniel Warren, his new interview with Daniel Warren Johnson, where he says Skywarp is my favorite Decepticon, and then as soon as I finished it, I went to check my Twitter, and there was the Skywarp reveal.
Yeah, it's very clear. This is like I want to play with the toys I like. But back, what do you mean? It says Rumble.
No, that's Frenzy. Frenzy's blue.
But back, it says Rumble.
It's wrong.
It says Rumble.
The WTF and TFW, they're the first, but they're not always the best.
It says Rumble.
You say Rumble.
Are you ready to rumble?
For toy news, I am.
Are
We have toy news.
you? I thought I had more bros than that.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How is everybody feeling? I hope you.
Back catch up on chat. Buster says in the chat. Like, I haven't been reading the chat. I just didn't want to fucking respond to any of this. I know you like IDW too. Good for you, Buster. Yes, I agree, Nightmare. Soundwave is cool. Making Megatron a secret boss, it's fine. I've seen it a lot before, but I've also seen G1 designs a lot before, so I'm not going to pitch a fit. Whatever. Also, should mention, in that interview Sal did, Warren Johnson let slip that like he's only contracted for 6 issues.
Oh,
So
lame.
he might do more. I'm not taking that as a definite like, oh, he's just doing the first arc and then he's gone. But I am saying like, be prepared. He's probably approaching this like he does most of his stuff. It's a limited series. I'm just going to do everything I want to do and then get out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But in some neat news, we got some cool Spider-Man stuff. Lego Spider-Man wall art build. Look at that.
Yeah, so we tend to not cover Lego news here, and it's literally just because I don't have a good Lego news outlet that I follow. But turns out Marvelous News covers the Marvel Lego stuff. So I was like, okay, let's talk about this because this is kind of cool that they're doing this this little set in their new artist edition line, which is literally meant to be like you get to build a piece of wall art for your house, and it's meant to be like a permanent home decor decoration forever, which I think is a cool concept, but it doesn't directly appeal to me.
It
But I
appeals
do
to
like.
me because like I'd be the
Go
kind of
ahead.
person who goes like, "Yo, look at this neat fucking Lego art."
Yeah.
But continue.
Um, I do like that this doesn't seem to be based off of any particular panel. It's just like a cool Spider-Man image they came up with.
The Lego Leak subreddit is pretty good news for us for Lego news. The mods make specific posts for official reveals. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I like how you can pose the head.
Yeah, that's a cool touch. I didn't realize that. I'm like, look, the fingies are articulated too. How about that?
Yeah, it's a really interesting Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's a neat thing. I don't know if I'd ever like pick it up. I mean, I don't even really buy Lego anymore these days, but like, it's neat to know it exists. I'll be looking forward to Cheesy Studios video on it.
I would definitely have that somewhere in my house if I had a
Okay.
house. That looks crunchy, crunch, crunch. Yeah.
Alright.
I really like the touch of the fingers wrapping around the edges of the frame. You know what? It's not a Todd McFarlane drawing. It feels very Todd.
Yeah, it's got some Todd vibes. I can feel them. I can feel those vibes.
It's got some Toddyisms. Just really well proportioned for being like Lego. It's neat.
Mhm.
It's really cool. Dan Yoon. What's the news?
He put out a statement basically to say like, so we haven't really commented on it a whole lot, but there has been a piece of Marvel Legends news every week this year so far, which is kind of insane. But and I mean like official news. But the fact of the matter is, SDCC is coming up. They want to do some big cool stuff. So they're letting the streak die. They're not putting out anything this week, and they're not going to be putting out anything official until SDCC, which is God, I keep meaning to look up the exact date, but it's like the second or third weekend of July. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not too far off, but it is like okay, we're gonna have a little bit of a gap here. But also SDCC is probably gonna be pretty neat because like none of the production companies are going because of the writer's strike, but a lot of the toy companies are making a big to do out of like, hey, we're finally caught up to our regular production cycle post COVID, so we could probably actually do some neat stuff at this one.
Yeah, that's neat. The
Yeah.
only critique is the ass is non-existent. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Spider-Man needs that booty.
Yeah, and Dan could stand to do some squats. I do agree.
Hey, Vec, how's your butt?
My butt's actually pretty good. I've actually been noticing recently, because I went to make the switch to shorts this week because it started getting really hot here. I actually need to buy new pairs of shorts because I've been doing so many squats at the gym that my ass is too big to fit in like half of my shorts.
Damn, Vec's all caked up.
I'm not dummy thick, but it is enough that I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna enjoy wearing these anymore. That sucks.
Everybody congratulate Vec on his ass.
Thank you, everyone. I did not expect to be talking about my ass tonight.
You know who's also gonna get ass blasted? Cyclops and
Who?
Wolverine, because they are in a three-way relationship with Jean Grey, and they are probably gonna get pegged.
Mhm.
Hasbro X-Men '97 Epic Hero figures.
Yeah, so the X-Men 97 animation revival is coming up, and it looks like Hasbro's doing basic figures for it because people found them in Target stores this week. Not anything super crazy to write home about. They have the very basic, universal joints at the hips, universal joints at the shoulders and elbows, but they do look very solid for their scale because these are basic, literally meant to be kids, $10 action figures, and
Mhm.
they've got a fair bit of paint on them, and each one of them comes with an effects part. So like they're obviously not going to beat out your Marvel Legends or your Mayfax, but if you're just looking for some bog standard X-Men figures for your shelf, this is not a bad option.
What Aki just wrote.
That is the most basic thing you could have possibly done to Pop Boingo. Wow.
Look, I am a simple man. I like Metal Gear Solid. That means I'm not a simple man. Because Metal Gear Solid, complicated story. Do we know they tried to paint on the cell shading like some of the Marvel Legends? I didn't see it on those figures.
No, they do not have cell shading. They're just basic action figures of those designs. But like
Yeah.
all the regular details you would expect to be painted there. Like there's Rogue's costume has all the appropriate lines. Her jacket is well painted. Cyclops' belt is picked out. The tiger stripes on Wolverine are there. That kind of stuff. They
Yeah.
didn't cheapen out on the basic details, which $10 kids figures do tend to these days.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Supergirl figure from Hot Toys. Here you go. That's a Hot Toys.
It's the Sasha Calais. I got corrected on the pronunciation for her. We're apparently supposed to be Sasha Calais, according to one person on TikTok recently. But I'm gonna still say
I would find an interview with the actress.
yeah, I need to do that. I will do that. But like this figure, not great looking. I especially think the face sculpt is really off. There's like one or two angles where it looks okay, but for the most part, she's giving me like David Prowse Frankenstein vibes.
You know what it's giving me? It's giving me bored at the pool vibes.
It looks like Ankh from O's. Yeah, I can see that, Aki. Wow.
But hey, it's a Hot Toys. People who like Hot Toys are gonna get Hot Toys, and it's Hot Toys.
It's fine.
Yeah. What if they just gave the figure like a blonde hair piece? Would you be more into it if it had a blonde hair piece?
It's still a 12-inch figure that's well out of my price range, sir.
The Flash SH Figure Arts Michael Keaton. Hey, you want a Michael Keaton SH Figure Arts? Here you go. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, that face sculpt though.
Oh, why don't you get to the unmasked face sculpt and then talk to me about face sculpts?
I'm just looking at that Crypt Keeper ass mouth.
Mm-hmm. And like in some of the shots, it doesn't look like he has the makeup around his eyes, which is really weird. But like, hey, cloth wired cape, that's an improvement over the actual 1989 SH Figure Arts they put out a while ago. It doesn't look terrible, but there are parts of it that look real. What's that word I used to say on Twitter all the time? Not optimal.
This doesn't look like Michael Keaton. This looks like Ron Perlman from Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about to sell me some fucking kaiju drugs.
Bandai, what is going on with your face printing tech right now?
Yeah, it sure is a face. You're right, Damon. It's a face right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's leave this. We don't need that anymore. DC Multiverse, Justice Buster, and Anti-Monitor full specs. This is just a full release.
They went up for pre-order, so we get to see all the pretty product photography, see exactly what they come with. I was kind of hoping for like some kind of blast effect for Anti-Monitor, but no, it is just the figure in a stand. But like, it's still a really good looking Anti-Monitor figure. Yeah. I'm very tempted by that thing.
And then this guy.
That guy. Look at that guy.
Look at that thing.
Look at that. Obvious. I like the Hulkbuster. Why don't I do that, but with Batman on it?
Yeah.
Dude, you got your Batman in my Hulkbuster. You got your Hulkbuster in my Batman.
There's an Anti-Monitor. Where's the anti-CPU? Aha. Aha. Aha.
I don't know. Maybe we should talk to Scott Snyder about that. I'm sure he'd love to write a story adding stupid bullshit to the canon like that.
Yeah. But Anti-Monitor looks good.
Yeah. Looks great, actually.
DC Multiverse Classic Blue Beetle. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is a gold label release. And a lot of people were very much like, oh, they're just putting out that 2-pack as single releases? Okay, that's a little weird. This is not the 2-pack version. The lines on the Beetle are slightly different. The colors are a little darker, and that's a new head sculpt. The goggles have a more angular shape to them. I think this is meant to be a more modern version of Ted's costume.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
All right, there we go. Blue Beetle, McFarlane Multiverse, Superman from Action Comics. Holy shit!
Yep. They teased a little while ago they're doing a line that's specifically a subline in Multiverse that's specifically for collectors, and this was the first figure officially announced for it. Is Action Comics #1 Superman. I like that they're doing this. I think this is a really cool pull. It's really cool to see them doing something like this in their line. This does not look like Action Comics #1 Superman to me. He is way too beefy to be that version of Superman. There should not be like wrinkles in the costume where it's being stretched over his bolstering muscles.
Yeah. Though I can understand it just due to parts count and everything.
Yeah.
And parts reuse. Like, I'm not mad at it.
Like, it looks fine. It just doesn't look as dead on as you want it to be.
Yeah. But the face, though. What is that?
What are you responding to, Damon?
It's a neat concept, neat idea. McFarlane Multiverse Green Lantern, Alan Scott.
This is the second figure they announced for that subline, and this actually looks really good. I don't mind Alan Scott being a little more muscly. The sculpt for the cape actually looks really good, even though I don't like plastic capes. This looks like a really good one. And that face sculpt looks dead fucking on. I am actually really feeling this figure. This looks like it'll be a good release in the line.
Really feeling that Lantern Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And we also got this fucker.
This is a
no other way to put it other than the McFarlane of it all.
This is a very recent Batman villain that was created during the run before Zdarsky, where that guy was going like, I'm just gonna make up a bunch of new villains. It's the same run Punchline comes from, and okay. Ghostmaker.
I can understand someone just going like, hey, we need some more fresh blood in here. We need some new villains. But here's the thing. That's how you get Spider-Man's The Wall and the Hypno Hustler.
Hey, don't you fucking diss Hypno Hustler. You know that man's legit.
He has appeared in 2 stories. One was his first appearance. The second was Spider-Man Reign.
He's a cool guy. Fucking Sony, where's my Hypno Hustler movie?
Alright, it's Abyss.
Yeah.
New NECA TMNT figures. Look at these guys.
Yeah, they for Target Collector Con, a bunch of them went up on the site for pre-order. You got the 80s cartoon April O'Neil, the Mirage Jim Lawson 4-pack. This is I think it's Bug Boy, and I don't remember what the other guy's name is. I read through these very briefly.
Bugman and Electro Zapper.
Yeah, these are like one-off characters from the cartoon that they did up.
They look cool.
Yeah.
This guy.
I think this is Genghis Rob.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's another cartoon boy. They put all the comic stuff to the back. Wow.
Oh my god, okay. Did you watch the 80s TMNT on VHS? Okay. So, I did. I watched several episodes. That's how I saw the show originally. At the beginning, when they were just going like, oh, here's who releases stuff, there was a crayon-drawn, like production company thing, home video stuff. The NECA logo is fucking copying it. It is purposely replicating that old logo, and it has just given me a brain blast of nostalgia.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, they are copying... Oh, shit, that's nice.
That's a nice touch. Good on the graphics department. Okay, Battle Damage Mirage Comic Shredder.
Neat.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. I love Shredder's Mirage design, but it's nice. Ultimate Foot Soldier. This is just like here's a foot soldier with all the trimmings. So if you want to army build these, you got tons of different accessories to make them all look different.
Yeah.
And looks very very good.
Yep. Splinter, a Mirage Splinter.
Mirage Splinter. Oh man, look at that! Look at that tiny little rat boy.
Oh man, with turtles and everything. Hell yeah.
And a Mouser. Oh boy.
A Mouser and a Neutron.
Hmm. He just comes with all the stuff.
Yeah.
And
Mirage TMNT.
here's the thing that is currently tempting me to get into a Turtles line right now. This fucking 4-pack of Turtles. Everybody's been posting images of them, and they look spectacular. They look
good.
like the more budget-friendly version of the Mezco sets. Except they don't have colored bandanas, but that's fine. They didn't have colored bandanas in Mirage. But yeah, they look like really, really good figures, and they're very affordable in comparison to the Mezco set because it's $125 for that 4-pack of turtles. But remember, the Mezco set is $400 for 4 turtles and a bunch of accessories.
But overall, it looks a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
SECC exclusive sketch art Spawn with Throne.
Yeah, Todd announced that he's doing a black and white variant of his deluxe Spawn with Throne from the Spawn's Universe line he's been doing. And it's going to be limited to 3,000 pieces. And there was an even specialer signed edition where he put a little art print card in the package that he signed by hand that was limited to 300 pieces. And they also put up a limited quantity for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store at the same time as making the announcement. They both sold out in under an hour.
Damn.
Yeah. Not my kind of thing. I get why people like this stuff, but that's fucking crazy right there.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to see if I can find that old logo from the thing. 80s TMNT VHS release company. Who put it out? Can I?
You could just look up the covers of the VHSs.
Oh yeah, I could. See if I can find that. Okay, we got a couple covers. Okay, here's boop, boop. Nope, that's a little blurry. I'm trying to find a good one. It's like big and chunky so you can see everything. Here we go. Here's one. Here's what I was talking about, guys. This is the logo I was talking about. FHE. The NECA.
I think I do recognize that. Not from Turtles, but I feel like that was on something else I had as a kid.
Yeah. Family Home Entertainment presents. But like, holy shit.
Did they have released some Thomas stuff, maybe?
They probably did.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's probably what I know it from.
I'm pretty sure they released several things because I think I had several VHS tapes released by them.
Because like that's ringing a bell that's just adjacent to the Britt Allcroft production company logo. Now I'm gonna look at old Thomas the Tank Engine VHSs.
Who knew that Vac was listening to George Carlin when they were but a wee little bab?
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, I'm not seeing it on these.
But hey, we've gotten through the news. You know what time it is, buddy?
Is it comic time? Is it time for comics on the Comic Book Podcast?
Yeah, the comics that we didn't read because we didn't get a chance to read them this week.
Yeah, our it was using special methods every once in a while. You're not going to get it the quickest, and you got to be okay with that because you're getting it through a special method that other people don't have access to or don't know they have access to, and you're getting it for free, so you got to just live with it. So I only read free DC books this week. Sorry, folks.
Yeah. But I read Captain America number 14, Symbol of Truth. This is a
I
wrap
do
up.
want to read this.
This is a lot of wrap up. It's Sam being like, did I do enough? Did I do a good job? And just
Am I a good boy? Will Grammy be proud of me when I get to heaven?
um and it's just really, it's a lot of character stuff. It's really good. It's just good shit. Good shit.
Nice.
Read Captain America, everybody. Captain America good. Are you gonna go into the next slide, you motherfucker?
Is it?
You read City Boy.
Hey, city boy, let's talk about this comic about a boy from the city. I'm
Boy
Lord Acu.
from the city.
That sounds like a song, but I'm not sure.
It probably
Uh,
is.
Basically, it's just a lot more like getting into the main character's backstory and like how he got his powers and what his motivations are. And it's all pretty interesting. I would say this is a good solid issue that's worth checking out. Uh, it's not really just all not like a whole lot for me to particularly key into though.
Mm. That's
You know,
fair.
I'm liking the series, but I'm not loving it.
Okay, that's fair. I read Ghost Rider 15.
Mm.
Boy, howdy, was this fun. They show up, they try to save Danny Ketch. He's on the verge of death, and the only way to save him is to get his spirit of vengeance back into his body to heal, to do the stuff, right?
All right.
So, Johnny Blaze has to walk through hell and get his brother back. And before he does, Goth Girlfriend goes like, "Hey, come here, give me a kiss. Now go save your brother." Like she is, it's like great, and he saves his brother. It's just
All
good,
right.
solid. Like, hey, do you want Johnny Blaze to just be badass and fight fucking horror shit? Here you go.
There you go.
There you go. I also read that cover. I love this cover.
That's
I
a very
read
core cover.
I read issue 6 of Darkwing Duck.
Was it dangerous?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It was basically like, hey, oh no, Darkwing's in trouble trying to beat the bad guy. Oh no, the bad team showed up. Negaduck's here. All the bad guys are teaming up. Oh
Oh
no,
fuck!
what's Darkwing Duck gonna do? The Justice Duck shows up. So, uh, uh, the lizard one, Gizmo Duck, the wit, like all of them show up and they fight, and it's big and fun, and they tell a lot of jokes. At the end, Goslin gets a cell phone.
Oh man, she's gonna be making TikToks in the next issue, I bet.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely set up so it could be the end. It can be the end if it has to be.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I hope it continues. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
This is just a really good cover. We both read Granero.
This is my fucking book of the week. This is a great issue.
You've read 3 books of this week.
Yeah, but like I feel like I always gotta mention what was my favorite thing I read this week, and this week it was Green Arrow. Fucking they got right back on the good shit with immediately going like, hey, you liked Roy finally seeing Leanne again after the longest time? Here's the exact same thing, but it's Ollie and Connor.
Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. And it's a lot of like Ollie's self-flagellation that you know he does, and then people calling him out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Also, I think they're evening up their the company's portrayal of Peacemaker up some.
A little bit.
Because he's a little bit more dumbass in this.
Yeah. I do like the shooting competition scene. That's very like that feels very on brand, but in like a way both for the book and for Peacemaker.
Like I like how they were going like, all right, we want Peacemaker to be this guy. And they realized, okay, we want to rein it back a little bit and put some of the John Cena bisms in. So he is that guy, but he's also a slightly stupid dickhead who is good at the very core of it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Also, just getting back to the Connor thing for a brief second. One thing they didn't do this issue that I really feel they ought to do before too long, because they've fucking set it up in two different Pride specials now. Can we please just get a scene of Connor telling Ollie he's ace already?
I would love for that scene to happen, and Ollie just go like, "Oh hell yeah! I had a college roommate who was ace."
Mm-hmm.
Dad? Yeah, that was fine. I'm Ollie Queen. What do you expect?
He's just like, oh, that's cool, son. Anyway, help me knot this arrow.
What was the other thing I want? Oh, Parallax.
Yeah, fucking Parallax shows up at the end of this book, and it's like, but what?
Is this hinting at what's going to happen in the Green Lantern book? Probably not.
Yeah, it's probably just like, oh, we're in a wacky future, but it's still interesting. Speaking of wacky future, were you at all thrown by Leanne's future costume out of nowhere?
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad costume. She looks a bit like a Pokemon, but like,
oh my god.
am I not right?
No, you know what she looks like? She looks like an e-girl.
A little bit, yeah. It's also just like weirdly baggy.
I don't mind the baggy. It's a contrast, and it makes her like the cute family member, you know?
Yeah. It does have honey badger vibes. I'll say that. It was just I just had a moment of like, did I miss a page where they explained that she had this? Is this from another book and she just pulled it out of her backpack? What's going? Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, really solid, really fun issue. Seeing the old man Ollie message was oh boy, that was a moment. And yeah, I like this book a lot. Williamson's doing a really good job with this one.
Green Arrows has been really good.
Yeah, Williamson's character focused stuff is always so good. It's just, I guess it's just like the bigger event stuff from him I don't care for.
I read She-Hulk number 14.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to live her life, but her boyfriend is obviously and very pointedly depressed and is trying to deal with it, and she's trying her best. And this new hot guy is flirting super hard with her.
Oh no, not a new hot guy.
Yeah, and guess what? He's literally called Scoundrel. That is his literal alias, is Scoundrel.
Is this a new character?
Yes!
Fuck yeah.
He
Marvel Legends Scoundrel win.
He is literally, what he is he's like a cat burglar guy. And She-Hulk literally goes like, but I've never heard of you. And he goes like, yeah, because I do my job.
He's like, I'm not like that flashy harlot, Felicia. Ugh.
No, and he's just like, hey, yeah. And she goes like, why did you steal stuff for a bomb? And he's like, oh, I don't care. I just do what I pay to.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they going to do with the bomb? Oh, they're going to blow up Manhattan. Why do you think I brought you into my spaceship?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the end of this issue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. I understand why you aren't a big fan of the book, but I have been enjoying She-Hulk immensely.
Yeah, this year has been a bit of me coming to terms with like, okay, I get She-Hulk, I like or I respect it. And I think it's even more of like a thing of last year with the show being out of like, I get She-Hulk, I like it, I respect it. It's not exactly my cup of tea.
Yeah.
That's fine. That can happen.
We both read Action Comics number
1000. We finally finished this fucking arc.
It finishes.
I felt like the arc's been bad.
We finished the arc in a great place, though.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool wrap up here. And it feels very satisfying, and it feels like this could even be like the end of the run without that last couple pages. But obviously they've got more to come, and we're just gonna have to fucking wait through Night Terrors.
Yeah, I really enjoyed what happened with Metallo and his sister.
Oh yeah, that last scene. Oh man, that was
of Metallo just being like, no, like, I'm a piece of shit. I deserve this, but you're one of the good ones. You can get through this.
Mm-hmm. I almost wonder if there might be like this might be the start of an inversion where like maybe he joins the Superman family and she becomes a supervillain. like
I
what happened with Mr. Freeze a few years ago.
That could be fun. I genuinely enjoyed Scary Uncle Metallo.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Because he's like walking around and talking to the twins, and he's like, "Ah, you're good kids. You remind me of me and my sister. You'll turn out okay. You got Superman for a dad. You don't have my shitty dad."
I really enjoyed that. And with how they've like went like, oh shit, we actually understand how to write Superman now. Like, he could totally be like, no, hey, Metallo. I know that's not his real name. Clark wouldn't call him that, but like,
Yeah.
Metallo, you can be a good guy. Let's help you with rehabilitate.
He goes, John, and then like three people turn their head, and he's like, this John, this John right here.
Why
I'm
are there
talking
so
about this
many
John.
Johns in my life?
It's almost like it's an incredibly common name for people in the Americas or
Yeah.
something.
Also, great. I think a cute little button to the Reign of the Superman little cameo we have, because Connor is trying to deal with everything, and he talks to Eradicator. He's like, "Are you gonna help us?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna help some fucking weird offshoots and a hybrid that's not gonna help recreate Krypton, but I will give you some advice. Use your electric powers." I have electric powers? Yes.
I
That was
remember the '90s. Uh, Also, was Goff Mastermind lady supposed to be somebody at the end there? Because I didn't recognize
I
her.
didn't recognize her. I was gonna ask
For a
you that.
before I read the bubbles for a split second, I was like, "Is that fucking Neil Gaiman's death? What is going on?"
Nah.
But it's not, or it's not overtly said to be her. I
I,
think this is some new lady who has a problem with Superman.
I would imagine Neil Gaiman's death would actually love Superman.
Yeah.
Oh my god, someone who was supposed to die got to live on and live a happy life. I'm so proud of you.
Mhm.
Uh,
And the backups are still doing their thing. They're not bad. They're fine. They're cool. Stuff's
yeah.
happening.
I enjoyed this issue. And that is all the books we read this week.
Yeah. Well, it's not all of them, but it's all the pertinent ones.
All the books we could
Uh,
get to.
I
But
I'll talk about the new Power Rangers issue, and we'll talk about Vengeance next week. I was just stuff happens, so
that's
we'll get
fair.
to it.
That's fair. Hey,
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 hey.
hey. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at wow, you can't even see the logo on that. That's a real shame. Oh well.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things I'm quite proud of. They can be viewed on youtube.com at the Vacuuminator. I'm also on TikTok posting clips of my older videos. That's at the underscore Vacuuminator. And I have an Instagram where I post daily action figure photography. Well, that's what you get, Aki. That's what you get. Watch the replay. It'll be fine. You can watch hey Aki, if you don't mind real quick, because you are generally knowledgeable on comic stuff. Number one, was Leanne Harper's future costume established in anything before this, or is it literally just blam here in this issue of Green Arrow this week? And is the goth lady at the end of this week's main action comic story supposed to be somebody and I just didn't recognize her? Anyway, back to plugging my shit. I do daily action figure photography on Instagram at the underscore Vacuuminator. I have a Twitter for now where most of my content gets collated. It's at the Vacuuminator. And I have a Tumblr for the same purpose. That's thevacuuminator.tumblr.com. But I'm on the Blue Sky waiting list, and honestly, with the fact that this is like the eighth Twitter shitstorm in
Yeah.
half as many months, once I get on Blue Sky, I might just fully migrate over there. So maybe don't get too attached to my Twitter at the moment. But that's it. That's all my stuff.
That's totally fair. Leanne Harper, kind of based on the one from all.
A alternate universe?
Is it ALT? The font is a little fuzzy where I'm at.
AU Green Arrow stuff. one of the AU Green Arrow stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Interesting.
Hey, howdy. I'm the Boingo. I'm the Boingus. I make a variety of content online. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/BoingoWriter. I am on a variety of social media platforms, including Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm also shopping around for new social media homes. I'll figure out what I'll plug in the future, but it's at Boingo_writer. I'm also on YouTube. I do a variety of things. Just look for Boingo Writer, subscribe, and all that kind of jazz. But this has been No Price Podcast, our comic books podcast. It's fun. I think it's a fun time. Do you think it's a fun time?
I enjoy doing it, or I wouldn't show up every week.
If you enjoy having a fun time, give us a like and leave a comment down below. But we also have several other podcasts, including Components, which is just hang around, shoot the shit. We also have Analytical Fanboys, a monthly podcast where a monthly media cast where one person picks a piece of media and the others have to watch it or play it or do something with it, and we'll talk about it.
You have to experience it in whatever way it's meant to be experienced.
This month's is on Doom.
Doom.
So
Doom.
Keep an eye out on that. We also have Twit. You want to give a brief explanation of Twit?
Hey everybody, Twit, or This Week in Tokusatsu, is where myself and Buster Corp discuss all the latest news and new releases from the wild world of live-action Japanese special effects, monsters, and superheroes. But we're actually not going to be having an episode this week because the holiday and some other personal stuff has kind of messed up both of our schedules to the point where it just doesn't make sense trying to get the episode done on time this week. But hey, we'll be back next Tuesday to do a double-sized episode that will feature things like 2 weeks worth of Geats and King Oger, the Tycoon special, and the premiere of Ultraman Blazar. So definitely subscribe and get hyped for that.
And we also have another podcast. It's brand new, and everybody should go check it out. Saturday Morning Panels. Would you like to give a brief expo on that one?
Saturday Morning Panels is the new G.I. Joe and Transformers podcast we're doing on the third Thursday of every month. Myself and Snowcone83 discuss the classic issues of the Marvel Comics for both properties that were published 40 years ago, as well as the biggest news stories of the previous month and some new releases that we've been digging into, whether that be a toy from one of the properties, a new animation, or a live action thing. Just whatever is new and hot and happening, as well as finally looking into and paying respect to the classics.
Totally cool. Hey, but this is Modular Media. If you like any of the content we make, please leave us a like on those videos, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to see this content and many more. Do all the things, help us out, spread the word. That is the best form of advertisement for anything, is word of mouth.
Be a good person, drink your water, take your vitamins,
say your
prayers, be a real American.
In fact, do you have anything else you want to say?
Fuck memes, but fuck with good ass dairy confections.
Enough said.